want to talk to you today about a sensitive subject, the sensitive subject that not a lot of spiritual coaches are talking about. In fact, this topic is so important. It's going to be life changing for you. If you know what's going on in the world, you know that there is a lot of darkness. Okay. Not only is there a lot of darkness, there's an agenda. And a lot of a lot of people are stuck in circumstances and situations right now where they're not able to make the decisions that they want to make. Or this is a perception, but this is also a lot of people's realities. There's realities that your family requires your commitment to your career. Let's just use career as an example. Your family requires your commitment to your financial ability to supply what is necessary for your family. And it requires you to go to a job or that puts you right in the situation where you want to escape. Well, I'm gonna put it this way. This is a topic that's hard for me to discuss, but it's so many people's realities right now, and I'm here to show you how to shift that. Okay, but we've got to get honest. Okay, and I've got to get honest about what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people sitting in these situations where they're like, well, I'm out of this situation. I don't have to worry, and I'm gonna just not participate in it. I'm going to I'm gonna be alone, and I'm gonna sit in the middle of my tropical oasis in paradise and say, oh well, I don't have any of the issues that you have. And you guys, I'm talking about this GD vaccine junk, right? This whole thing of it's like it's meant to kill you, and sheeps, and let's see what the sheeps do, and let's see what this and that, and honestly, it makes me mad. It makes me mad, this whole spiritual take sides. This is bad, this is wrong, this is that, and I got to take a stand on where I am with all of this, because I'm right in the middle of all of it, right? I'm right in the middle of this. My family's roots are so deeply rooted in central Massachusetts, in the middle of suburbia. My children are in public schools. They were vaccinated against my will. My family, my sister, my niece, my nephew, everybody around me. And during the time when all of this went down, when it was like, oh, well, you're bad or wrong for getting this thing, right? I had the complete meltdown and the complete thinking of, wow, this is like the end of life, the end of the world, the end. And I found out something else. I found something else. I found the meaning of it, the purpose of all of it. And it wasn't to continue to divide us. It wasn't to make us afraid. It wasn't to end us. It was to begin something. It was to create something. It was to evolve out of division and separation. And this is the right way and this is the wrong way. And I recently heard a practitioner refer to the masses, the people who weren't given the ability to be able to just step off out of the mix of everything and seclude themselves and isolate themselves and protect themselves because they were on the front lines. They were the ones who were in the middle of it all. And I heard them say, well, let's see what the sheep do. And it pissed me off because at one time I was the sheep. And the sheep that I needed a shepherd. I needed someone to follow and someone to trust, someone to believe in, and someone who had also been a sheep and had followed something and believed something and feared something, right? Right? The fear of, oh my God, if I do this, if I do that, if I make this decision, if I make that decision, I'm dead. That's basically what this whole thing is all about, is I'm dead, right? It's a death trap. But what I found about this whole thing was that that's not exactly true. It's not true. It's true what we want to label it wrong, right, bad, good. But here's the fact that if you are in a situation right now that your livelihood and your life depends on the career that you have, right? The career of, well, if I don't work right now, then what happens? What happens to my family, right? What happens to my life? This is my whole life right now. And I understand that I've made decisions. I understand that I those decisions at the time were out of my control. They were out of my control. I made the best decision with what I had in the moment. And that moment now has me wondering, what do I do now? What do I do now? Now that I'm awake and now that I understand and now that I see that there are new decisions to be made, but I don't know what those decisions are. Well, you know what, you guys? Every single day I wake up and I know what's going on in the world, and I am very aware that there is an agenda. But I'm also very aware of what the antidote to the agenda is. And the antidote is what I awaken and activate and bring forth within the hearts and the bodies and the minds and souls that I work with every single day. These are real people. These are people who are in real situations. They're not sitting up on their high horse saying, oh, well, as soon as I saw that this was coming, I got out of Dodge. And I'm living in this extraordinary oasis. And oh, wow, look at me. See, I wasn't afforded that ability because my family was rooted in my children. And nothing that I did, nothing that I tried to change any of it worked. And I'm so glad it didn't, because in the past 5 years, I have obtained so much wisdom and so much knowledge and so much energy that has shown me that this isn't all that we believe it to be. And I want to share that with you. I want to share what I've learned, what I know to be true, so that you can start to feel empowered, that no matter where you are and what decisions you've made, there's always something that is hidden beneath the surface in a positive way. Okay. Now, everything that's going on, it can look so incredibly scary, and people's behaviors and actions, they can be highly polarizing. Highly polarizing. That's what this is created to be, right? This whole agenda. And if you know, you know, right? If you know, you know. This whole agenda has been to destroy connection. Okay, so when I see, people who are like, well, I'm just choosing not to communicate with anybody who's had this vaccine, right? And I'm just like, I could use a hug, but I don't want anyone to touch my body, right? Wow, wow. We really don't believe that our bodies and that God doesn't have all the solutions laid out for us, that with our spiritual evolution and with our powerful eternal and infinite souls, that we can't thrive through this, which is what actually I've done, and my family has grown, and love has grown, and relationships that had been severed through this whole experience have thrived, and all these beautiful blessings have come from what has been intended to be malicious and dark. That has not been my experience at all. It's not been my experience at all. Yes, there have been some hard times and some dark times, and I've evolved through those times. I've evolved in the essence of my entire beingness. I've remembered who I am, and I've developed a toolkit, and I've developed a system, an approach to life that doesn't give my power away. It doesn't dim my light, it only makes it brighter. Because what my family, my children, my colleagues, my clients, what they rely on is the light that pours from my heart, and the wisdom that pours from my heart, and the knowing that pours from my heart. So I want to invite you into an experience with me. This is really for anybody who does feel trapped in reality, but you know that there is another reality, right? And I really think of people who really feel like they have no choice right now but to be in the situation that they're in, because you don't see a way out. There is a way out, and I can help you find that way. But it's also about knowing that situation that you're in right now is exactly where you are meant to be, and there's nothing to be afraid of. And this is the biggest thing that I learned, when no matter how hard I tried, I could not run for the hills. Run for the hills. Run for those places where the CV can't impact you. Well, here's the thing. There is no running. There is no escaping. There is no hiding. There is an approach to life where you can be where you are and you can actually be safe, be incredibly happy, be in a higher vibration, be in alignment, be free. And that's what I want to share with you. So, this experience is happening soon. I want to know if you are going to be joining me for this experience. Don't worry about the date. Don't worry about the time. Don't worry about that. I would just like you to respond and reply to this invitation if you are someone who is interested in joining me to hear the approach that I know to be true. So, yeah, let me know if you're interested in hearing more about this. Thank you. Bye.